across my desk. But as it evolved through the process, they started to look at ways to make it a level playing field in terms of competing for these resources, the $84 million that is supposed to come down to two cities, or two regional areas, and I was much more comfortable with that. What the council decides to do with this piece of tool in the toolbox, if you will, is completely up to you, not up to me. My job was to give the options, and if you think it's great for our area in the jobs that you do, then you can vote that way, and if you think it's not, then you can vote the other way. My piece in this was really just to give rural Indiana a shot at potential funding that could help our area grow. So that's my perspective.
Thank you, Erin. Appreciate it. Okay, so anyway, we kind of framed it a little bit with our state representation there. I'll go ahead and go through the speaking list here and just let some of the folks that have signed this list maybe stand up and either make a statement or ask questions or anything like that. I'm hoping that everybody has an open mind, and if you have hesitations, there can be clarifications. So anyway, I have Carla, first one on the list. Hi, Carla.
Hi, my name is Carla Merriweather, and I live in New Albany, but my brother and I have a farm in Georgetown, and it's been a restriction on the use of eminent domain.
Thank you. Okay, next, as far as speaking goes, I have, is it Carrie?
Kelly Curry.
Okay. Thank you. Hi, Kelly.
Hey. I voted against the establishment of the RDA. After, and I don't know if you all got my emails this morning, anybody, once again, I don't believe that if they wanted to do something different, as long as what they wanted to do something different does not contradict Indiana code. But they can change the bylaws. They would have to approve those, and they have power to amend them from time to time. I just wanted to point out in my opinion. So basically, I hope you got the gist of what he said. The ordinance cannot stop this RDA from taking eminent domain, from condemned property. And we can present bylaws all day long, but the board, the RDA board, shall make up their own bylaws. Okay, I hope you're hearing that.
People people, it's like socialism. They don't get to go far. They don't get to go for the people, right or wrong. Committee. We ought to be able to go for who runs our counties. That's how I feel about it. Well, I say, please vote no. God bless you all, and thanks for letting me talk.
Thanks, Robert. Want to have you follow up?
And say if you're going to grow up and be a taxpayer, because that's all they're going to have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kathy. Next, I have, I think is it Grace?
Yes, sir.
Is it Grace Wood?
Yes, sir. Hi. Thank you for letting me talk. And I was told
That oath does not expire until I do. The proponents of this like to parade out the children. It's for the children. It's for our children's children. You know, we got to get this money so we can build a park for our children. Well, what I want to leave for my children is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Not.
That's what these are outsiders, people may be thinking. But, and if we think about the future, this whole regionalism thing, where is the power in the population? We get stuck into regionalism. It's going to be a lot more often that they discuss the figures later.
Okay, Martina.
Or are you talking about net assessed value? If we do this, is it increasing this or is it increasing this? Because if it isn't increasing net assessed value, it's not truly helpful for incredibly costly, inefficient efficient rail systems, which is in this, government ownership of communal facilities, aquatic centers, performing arts centers, etc. Now, the last thing I want to say is that one of the things domain at length, but Wendy has mentioned before local advice.
Comment that the Regional Development Authority shall fund projects. That is correct. That is in the statute itself, saying that that is one of the RDA's duties. However, if the local units don't provide any money to a project, then Regional Development Authority cannot fulfill its duty at that point because they have no money to do so.
I look out for both the urban interests and the rural interests, and a lot of our communities are rural. Concerned about that, the legislation has changed to allow it to encompass a larger area. I've said this before in some of the other counties, and I know a lot of people don't agree with this, but we all can't agree on everything. But the program
Make the appointment for who this RDA board is. There will be 5 members. Clark and Scott counties also weigh in. So if there is a vote that Washington wishes to join, then we would ask, hey, guys, this is a public process. You have the right to come in and change the direction. If this is going, all said, we don't want to go in that direction. That would be my answer to
The law that's in your hand states that all the board has to do is draw up a resolution of its own. It still doesn't include word from the council. And
a third have voted to join an RDA. On the idea that some of them could be eligible for RCI funding, some of them know that the odds are about 8 different applications expected based on what I can tell. But what we don't is take advantage of opportunities.
Work together in bringing about food and this type of thing. The first winters, I understand a lot of people starved. I recall the incident. And without these hang-ups, so that they can take action without all the the fears and that kind of thing. And she said that when it comes to our finances, she said it's never external. She said it's always internal.
About to make a closing statement. I'm going to start with Erin because Erin's got her hand up.
I think there's some confusion. I didn't ask for anything. I just wanted to come here and give my perspective. So I didn't ask for a revote. I didn't ask for a meeting. I just have been asked to share my perspective on this legislation as a reference point for y'all.
Well, I did ask for the meeting because I felt like that we needed to kind of discuss the information and see what, and on the phone, they could answer some questions. And what is our real commitment? What do we have to pay? You can be in the RDA. Yeah, you're in there for 8 years. That's true. But do you have to be an active member? No, you may not be an active member. You may not.
As Washington County representative, I would sure be hesitant about giving match money that's Washington County's money for a project that may not even touch Washington County physically.
Absent anyone else stepping forward, the One Southern Indiana Board of Directors has said that we would staff the RDA in terms of hosting the quarterly meetings, paying for all the public advertising because it is an open meeting, and absorbing
in the process? Does this give any property tax relief in this extra percent of tax that's gone on?
I have no idea. I would ask that you address that question.
That tax is, cannot be imposed by the Regional Development Authority. That would be a 0.025% ceded that would be adopted by the county council.
Okay, it says applies only to a county that is a member of the regional development. Okay, so you're saying that it's up to the county council to take on this tax by recommendation. Section 10 as amended, section 7, and C. My comment is here, the county does not join at first, and Salem does. The county join after it is established in the future.
The county joined in the future, yes.
Myself. Do you want any comment, any discussion, and why holding? I hate to set up another tier of groups that we've already got economic development going. My comment is why didn't you fund Radius? Why didn't you fund One Center Indiana expenses?
Well, that section specifically pertains to if Washington County decides to withdraw at the end of their membership period, then the municipalities that became members as a result of Washington County's membership are not automatically drawn just because Washington County decides to leave the RDA.
Like a legislative
Let me look that up for you.
That's a minimum. Talking about putting your, this is your financial package right here. Your timeline, budget, return. How does this particular section apply according to the application?
And this would be saying that they have the ability to have. It's not specifically tied to property tax. This section just allows.
I'm done.
Those were all good questions, Dave. Those things need to be answered.
John, you have
making the journey here, whether you're for or against this. In the beginning, and
that's all we have to live for. There's a hope out there that some answers can be brought about. But if we don't reach out, then we're not going to get those answers. At this point, we would probably need to vote before you understood where I stand in next.
you know, and then you start looking at risk versus reward. It's real hard to try to figure out what the risk and reward is here because we're we're being asked to do things before we even know whether we're gonna get money. That's a concern.
Talk to you individually. I commend you for your life. People of the county. It's hard to sit there and face people. At the same time, you have to look at both sides. As Dave went down through the list on the paper,
But we've had a lot of talk.
A yes vote would be to let our previous decision stand. A no vote would be that we
Like I said, it's all up to you guys. You know, we, at the state, we try to make things, give you the tools to do things, you guys to take them or use them or not.